Hey everybody, don't forget to check out MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino, America's most trusted sportsbook in 2019. You can look at betting lines and place bets in bare knuckle and MMA. Don't forget to use our referral code down below for a 50% sign-up bonus. That's MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the show. Slight delay, so sorry. My apologies. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you're tuning in from. As always, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. We had BKFC 9 just this past weekend. Hell of a show, hell of a card. On the program tonight, we got Jason Knight. We're waiting on him to sign in just momentarily. We're going to have Joey Beltran. We're going to have Lorenzo Hood. We're going to have him on a little bit later, too. And Kenny Licea, we're going to have him on as well. So just an awesome stacked show, stacked card of a show, if you ask me. Appreciate it so much. Guys, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button on your preferred platform. We appreciate it so much. Without further ado, we're going to bring in the man himself. Defeated Artem Lobov just this past weekend, Mr. Jason Knight. What's up, Mr. Knight? What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. I just went and picked up a couple of little four-wheelers for my kids. I found a guy had some online that needed a little bit of work, and my big brother happens to work on four-wheelers, so I got them. Going to get them fixed and give them to him for Christmas. We're headed back right now.
There you go, brother. Hey, man. So, we talked to you right before the fight, and one of the things that you stressed was you weren't going to do what you did last time, and that's engage in that brawl with him. You were going to stay more technical and do what you knew that you could do, and it looked exactly like that. I mean, it was an amazing performance. It was an amazing fight. I guess do me a favor, man. Explain to the people what was your thought process going in. Like the day of the fight, and then as the fight was taking place, how did you feel you were doing? During the fight.
All day that day, I just tried to keep it in my head that I have to fight smart. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And then, anytime I had that negative thought, like, oh, man, I hope I win, or, man, I hope that I do what I'm supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. Let me be confident that I'm here exactly what I'm supposed to do. You gave love. Now let me go out here and fight the best of my abilities. And, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. And, by the time I got into the ring, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew that, I was 100% confident that I was going to go out there and I was going to fight smart. And the whole time during the fight, I just felt untouchable almost. I got hit a time or two, but other than that, I felt like my game plan was working perfectly.
I didn't know it was this far.
Yeah, hey man, I think everybody you kind of spoken into existence, man. I think everybody would agree with that. Like I said, it was an amazing performance. I would say, like you said, almost flawless, a performance. But what do you think's next for you, man? Because let's make sure we didn't lose you. Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't lose you.
Most likely they're going to try to give me Jim Allers. But what would I like to do? I would like to fight Paulie Malignaggi in a boxing match. Even if it's not for bare knuckle, for another promotion or whatever, I would.
He'll be back. He's in the country, folks. He's got that country cell data. He'll be back in a second. Right now, let's do a quick little, guys, check out Kickstart.com. Go to Kickstart.com/Combat Insiders for 0 discount at all because they don't actually sponsor us. Let's bring Jason Knight back in. There he is, man. There he is, my man. Go ahead. Well, you were saying they're talking about you and Jim Allers. You were saying, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I believe that they want me to fight Jim Allers next for bare knuckle. But, I would like a fight like Paulie or somebody. I'll fight Jim Allers any day. Don't get me wrong. If that's the fight that winds up happening, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to take a little bit of time off, and I got a couple teeth that got to get fixed and stuff like that. My hands got to heal, and I'm going to keep training. Take a little bit of time off from fighting. Probably about middle of next year, I want to fight again. And I would much rather be a high-paid opponent versus Jim Allers. I believe that Jim Allers isn't really going to be a big draw, and he's not going to give me a whole lot of money. But either way, I'll fight whoever.
Are you aware that I believe my info is correct? You're the first person to TKO Artem Lobov. You're the first person to stop him. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. That says a lot because that dude's tough, man. I know that his eye had to be hurting real bad because he's super tough. He showed so much toughness in that first fight, and I didn't think I was going to finish him. I thought that maybe possibly I could, but I didn't think he was going to go down like that, and I know that eye had to be hurting bad.
So, the first fight, like we talked about before, the first fight you guys had was an absolute war, and arguably a lot of people, it's really split. A lot of people thought you won it and thought you should have got the W in the first fight, and then in the second fight, obviously you got the TKO over Artem. Does there have to be a third, or like in your eyes, are you 2-0 against him? In your eyes.
My eyes are 2-0, but I would definitely fight him a third time if he wants to do that. I feel like I won the first one. I know for sure that I won the second, and if we fight a third time, I promise it's going to be a whole lot more in the second fight. I'm going to fight even smarter next time. I'm going to fight even harder. I'm going to beat him up even worse in the third fight.
Interesting. It seems like you got a lot of options, man. Coming off of this fight, like you said, you're talking about the Paulie fight because you guys had an exchange, right? Didn't you guys have an exchange on social media about the fight?
It's not like bad blood or anything. I stuck it out there.
Yeah.
That I would like to fight him. I know that he doesn't want to do bare knuckle anymore, but I want to test myself. I want to fight somebody that's supposedly a higher caliber than me. And I don't believe that's Jim Allers or Johnny Bedford. I would be perfectly fine with fighting either one of them. But I think that Paulie, if you go back and you watch his boxing, he's got really good boxing. And I would like to see, where I'm at boxing-wise. And if, me and him on the ball, I think that'll be something a good paycheck. And at the same time, gives me that test.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, how soon are you looking to? Looking at you now, you look compared to the first fight with Artem, you look 1,000 times like you. I mean, you look like you never even got in a fight. I mean, like you look great. How soon are you looking to get back in there? Might have lost him. Jason, you with us? He'll be back. You're cutting out on us, buddy. You're good, man.
I got bad service, man. I don't know what's going on.
No, you're good. You're good, homie. You're good.
One second, man.
Yeah. No worries.
I don't know if that's gonna help or not, but I keep losing service and I can't hardly hear what the hell you're saying.
It's all right, man. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? No? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right, cool. No, I was just saying, man, like in comparison to how you looked after the first fight, like you don't even look like you've been in a fight. I mean, like you look good. Yeah, I mean, you look good, man. Like how soon? It doesn't, like you said, I don't think you took a whole lot of damage Saturday, except for that. That's a little busted up.
That hand stacked up.
Yeah.
Once my hand heals, I feel like I can fight again right away. I'm gonna get a few teeth fixed and take a little bit of time of just training and improving. I don't see no reason to fight in 2 months. I'm not gonna get any better. I think in about 6 months I'll fight again.
Yeah.
The ball's in my court, so I'm gonna fight when I get ready. I'm not gonna try to be pushed by David Feldman or any of these guys. Johnny Bedford, Jim Allers, none of them. Whenever I get ready to fight, I'll fight, and I'm gonna pick who it is too.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm looking in the comment. I'm just gonna say I'm looking in the comment section. Jim Ellers is watching the program right now. I mean, is there anything directly you have to say to him since he's watching?
Jim Allers, he already knows he's got to get skinny. He's got some weight to lose. I feel like, you know, if we do book a fight, I say we book it for the if I'm fighting Jim Allers, really if I'm fighting anybody, it's gonna be about mid next year, something like that. But if I'm fighting Jim Allers, you need to go on a diet now, so that way you can make 146. You know, if they wound up for some odd reason making it a title fight, which I don't think that I deserve yet. If they make that a title fight, I'm definitely gonna fight for it. So you better make it down to 145 on the money. But if it's not a title fight, you got to be at 146. I'm not fighting you at 150. You're too fat, too big. No.
All right. Fair enough. So if you fight Jay Mellors at 145, or like it, are you? Well, let me ask you this, because you talked about doing the boxing match with Paulie. You know, something you want to do. Your next fight at 145, are you kind of insisting that it's a title fight?
No, definitely not. You know, I don't think that I should fight for a title, but they mentioned that they had said something about that.
Okay.
But I don't think I deserve a title yet, man. I think I got to get in there and get some more wins. I gotta, you know, I think in order for a title fight, I should be kind of like Johnny Bedford. I should be at 4-0, 5-0, something like that. And the only thing that sucks is I don't get to go 4-0 against a bunch of scrubs like he did. You know what I'm saying? I got tough opponents. I'm going to be fighting guys like Jim Allers. Had to fight Artem Lobov a couple times. You know, put Johnny Bedford in there with Jim Allers and see what happens. I bet you Jim puts him to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Put Johnny Bedford in there with Artem. Artem's probably going to put him to sleep. You know, I wish that I could get to 4-0 by fighting a bunch of cans. I promise you I wouldn't act like I was the baddest man in the world because of it.
Jim Mellors is saying let's do 150. So he's watching this now. He's commenting on it.
I walk around at like 157. That means I cut 7 pounds. I weigh 157 the next day. You walk around at 170. That means you cut 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You walk around, you're at 175, 180 the next day. No, sir. We're not going to do that. You're going to come down to 145 or we're not going to fight. I don't care what David Feldman or anybody says. Unless you just want to catch me in the parking lot like Johnny Bedford.
Well, look, you guys.
You know, I love you, Jim. You know, we cool, man. But
yeah.
I was about to say, I told Jim, I was like, you know, it's my world, baby. You just living in it.
Well, yeah. I mean, business is business, right? I mean, you guys can be cool, but business is business. It is what it is, right? Maybe we're losing them again. No, you're good, homie. You're good. But man, you guys got to.
What was that last question?
No, I was just saying, you know, you guys can like each other, but I was just saying, you know, business is business, right? You guys can be friends before, after, but business is business.
Yeah, man. The way I look at it, I don't need to hate somebody to punch them in the face. You know,
for sure.
It doesn't. It's actually better for me if I'm not mad and I stay calm and I fight correctly. But you know, I said that was a kind of a douchebag comment. I said it's my world, you're living in it. But Jim Allers, the way I look at it, you're the one calling me out. You're the one who wants to fight me. If you fight me, we fight at the terms I agree to. You know, if not, I don't gotta fight you. I don't care. If I was trying to move up to 155 and call you out, then then I would have to come to 155 or 150 or something like that. But we're not doing
that. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Hey, man, before we let you go, Jason, I wanted to get you to talk about your you guys got the Empire FC coming up this weekend, right? Maybe you can't hear me. Can you hear me, Jason? I can hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. But
No,
we got Empire FC 4 this Saturday. Tomorrow, I got three of my guys that are going to be weighing in tomorrow morning. So I'm going to go down there with them and weigh in with them and everything. Saturday night, I'll be FC 4. That's a promotion that me, my older brother, one of my best friends, Christian Garula, and his brother, Louis Garula, we started our own promotion. And this will be our 4th event. It's going to be an awesome stacked card. We got 15 fights on the card. We got 7 guys, I believe, that's fought on the Contender Series. We have a lot of really, really good fights. A bunch of guys that are next level, and they're just 1 or 2 steps away from going to the UFC. So it'll be something you would like to watch. We're going to try to have it on Facebook Live through the Empire FC page. Empire Fighting Championships, that's our page on Facebook. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to get it live. We're not 100% on that yet, but if we don't get it live, we're going to have it recorded and post it later.
Awesome, brother. Well, we can't wait, man. I hope you get it on there so we can watch it.
Yeah, man, it's going to definitely be a good show.
All right, brother. Well, look, we're going to let you go, man. I know you're out in the country out there with that country internet, that country signal. We're going to let you go, brother. But, yeah, we look forward to it. I hope you get on the Facebook. We'll be looking for it, brother. And I guess as soon as you get, some more announcements, man, we'd love to have you right back on, brother, as always.
All right, man. I appreciate you having me on the show for sure. And, once we get something lined up, we get something figured out, then I'd be glad to get back on.
You just come on for any reason, man. You ain't even gotta have anything coming on. Just come on for no reason. It don't matter to us, brother.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Jason. Have a good night, man. Thank you for coming on.
All right, buddy. Yeah, have a good day.
All right, guys. That was Jason Knight. He's got that country internet, man. We got to get him set up with some good internet. That's what we got to do. We got to make that a 2020 resolution. Get Jason Knight some better cell phone reception. Guys, we got Joey Beltran waiting in the wings here. We're going to bring him on in just a second. We're going to take a quick little 20-second break, and we're going to be back with the new heavyweight champion, Joey Beltran. Be back in 20 seconds. Boom. There he is, Mr. Joey Beltran. What's up, my friend?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
I'm good.
Good, brother. Hey, man, so, and new, how does that sound, man? Maybe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. Yes.
How does and new sound to you, man?
Sounds pretty good, man. I'm pretty happy about it.
So, we talked to you a little bit before the fight, and you were talking about just how good you felt, man. Just how good. Oh, his internet. There you go. No, I was just gonna say, we talked to you right before the fight, and you talked about just how good you were feeling, and I guess talk to us, man. Talk to us. The days leading up toward the fight and the fight itself. Did it go how you planned? Was there anything that surprised you about the fight with Chase Sherman?
Leading up to the fight, like a week before, I started to get real sick. I'm still kind of sick, like the flu, and so I just stayed positive. It doesn't matter. It's all it is. It's 10 minutes. I can do anything in the world for 10 minutes. Who gives a fuck if I cough up a lung literally right after the fight? It doesn't matter. Just make it through the fight. So I dealt with that. And then leading up to the fight was good. It was definitely a unique experience, you know, going through the whole process with Maia going through it, you know.
Yeah.
She fought on the undercard. And then even leading up to it, like seeing her, unfortunately, she lost, you know, really tough Helen Peralta. I just was like, right away, I was like, fuck it, man. It's just, all this emotion is just fueling me towards my goal, pushing me towards my goal. And what's my goal? My goal is to come forward with relentless pressure behind tight defense and head movement and throwing combination of 4s and 5s. And I just kept fucking repeating that over and over to myself. It's more angry or just emotional. I don't even know how to describe it, how I felt after watching that, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm throwing 4s and 5s. I'm coming forward with 4s and 5s behind tight defense. Just kept repeating that. And I just went out there, and that's exactly what I did. The first round was kind of like, I think I lost the first round. I warmed up a little too quick, a little too early. And so I was like standing there kind of like the whole like last round of Johnny Bedford and Crazy Horse. And then they like took a little break, and then they did an interview. So it was like a full like 5 to 10 minutes that I was standing there and got like cold. So like the whole first round, I was just like dink, dink, like getting dinked up. And I was like, wake up, Joey, wake up. And the second round, I got it together, and then just took over in the third, fourth, and fifth.
You know what? When we were doing we did the Fight Companion live stream while we were watching the pay-per-view, and we kind of have the same consensus. We gave Chase for the first round, but everything else is clearly you. Man, oh man, I knew that, you know, Chase had that range, and he's got a really good technical boxing, right? And he's good at using his range. But I knew, I just had a feeling that, like, if you could get on the inside, and maybe you might have to eat a punch or two to get on the inside, and like you said, you know, throw those shots from the inside. I knew that there would be a good chance that you could do it. And, you know, yeah, you ate a couple shots coming in, but that's okay. You know, that's okay for you.
I know. I was talking to my manager after the fact, and I was like, the thing about me is that I'm a sick fuck. Like, I love it. And I'll eat the same shots that I'll eat in the gym. I'll eat in the ring with no fucking gloves and just walk through it to get my hands on the guy to beat him up. So,
well,
it was good.
How do you feel now? I mean, you feel pretty good now, physically?
Yeah, other than the flu symptoms, but I went to the doctor today and got some medicine for finally.
Yeah.
I feel good, man. I was a little slow and dizzy, but I went right back to work, teaching my classes and training my clients on Monday.
Good.
So, swelling's almost all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
No cuts. So
good.
That's 3. After the first 2 bare knuckle fights of coming home just sliced up and full of stitches, I made it a goal of mine and like really focus on my defense. And that's 3 professional bare knuckle fights with no stitches. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. How did Maia handle her fight with Helen Peralta?
You know, she's doing well. She's doing a lot better. You know, the competitor in her obviously is upset that she lost.
Yeah.
But also, too, I mean, going back to the drawing board, I mean, the thing is, like, she hasn't fought in 2 years. It's been a long layoff. And to kind of come back and jump into the deep end, I mean, Helen Peralta right now is the best. And, like,
right.
You know, Maia was like, I'm better than that girl. I was like, hey, man, you'll get a chance to prove that. And I was like, but right now, she's the best. Use that as motivation. You know, that fucking Helen Peralta is the best right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Rowdy Beck. It's not Christina Ferrer. It's fucking Helen Peralta is the best.
Yeah.
And you tasted it, so now fucking get motivated and get back at it.
Yeah. So, 100%. There's no shame, man. No shame in that. She is the best right now. It is what it is. Helen Peralta is. She's it right now. How soon do you want to get back in there, man? Like, what kind of timeline are you looking at?
Dude, I mean, if I could, I had a goal of mine to fight a New Year's show, like maybe like all the stars would align, and I'd get the call to go back to like that Bellator show in Japan or something like that, late minute replacement type deal, or out in Russia. But you know, right now I'm just gonna stay ready and hope if those things happen, I'll be ready to go. I'm back in the gym already, so.
I don't know if you saw. There's already a few people. There's a few people kind of throwing their name in the hat, so to speak, to face you now. You know, now that you're the man, you're the heavyweight champ now.
Hey, like I said before the Chase Sherman fight, everybody thinks they want this problem until they get it, so they can all get it.
Is there anybody that you think? I mean, is there anybody that maybe you have in mind that maybe not even necessarily a call out, but maybe is there anybody that you've thought about that? That might be
obviously on the top of the list has to be Arnold Adams, you know, a former champion. Just because that's part of my ego because he got that one win over me. But I mean, if you look at it, I mean, he lost his first defense. It's not like he was a reigning champion. He lost. So who's to say that Sam Schumacher, who's also been in there for 5 fights and is 4-1, I believe. Yeah, 4-1 or 4-1, 3-1-1.
3-1-1. Yeah, 3-1-1.
He's been a staple in the promotion. Why doesn't he get a shot? You know, and he had a split draw with the former champion Chase Sherman. So it's like,
yeah,
I'll leave that to fucking David Feldman and everybody else in the crew to set it up for me. But you know, the thing about me, bottom line, I never get into the internet trash talking because I'm fucking old school, man. If you talk shit to me, we're not gonna make it to the fucking ring. You say some shit, I'm gonna fucking swing on you for real. And I don't need a camera. I don't need money. I don't need no belt to do it. So, you know, that's how I roll.
Rewind a little bit for me, Joey. I mean, in the ring, obviously, you know, it seemed like it was an emotional moment for you, you know, to win that title. It's kind of, I guess, maybe the sense of kind of summing up what you've done, you know, all the hard work that you've put into it. And it just kind of, at that moment, it seemed to, I guess, feel like a payoff, right? I mean, tell us, what were you feeling, man? Like, in your own words, what were you feeling when they announced you the winner?
You know, it really was like a validation. Yeah. Maybe not so much for myself because I'm at peace with myself more than I've ever been. But, you know, it is something to like put in people's, like, you can never take that off my resume. That's fucking real. It'll always forever say world champion next to my name. Yeah. And, you know, like, that's cool. And that's mostly cool for my family, I think. They could have something to hang their hat. Like, yeah, my nephew, my son, my uncle, he was a world champion. Like I said before, like, earlier in my career, I used to get really fucking hung up on wins and losses. And I used to, like, I would be down in the dumps for, like, weeks. Like, serious dark depression and drugs and alcohol, and you know, it was all bad. But now, you know, like I said, I'm more at peace with myself and connected, you know, to my you know, to like my own higher power and my own purpose. And, you know, it's not really about a sporting contest, but like I said, it is something nice to have for my family and friends so they can fucking brag about. Me, I just look at it like, fuck, man, I have the same life that I got on the plane on Thursday morning. I have the same life when I got off the plane on Sunday night. Sure. I still got to go to work. Rent's still due on the 1st of the month. You know, daddy's got to pay the bills.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, brother, I tell you what, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your time, brother. And I tell you what, congratulations. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man.
Thank you, man.
I tell you what, you've just been one of those guys. Like, you've been a staple, you know, in BKFC, and just couldn't be happier for you. I mean, truly, honestly, not just because you're right here in front of me, but truly happy for you, man. So we appreciate it, brother, and we appreciate your time, my friend. We'll let you get back to whatever it was. I know you're a busy guy. Get back to what you were doing, my friend, and we will definitely be in touch.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man. All right. Boom. There he is, Mr. Kenny Licea. We're just going to jump straight over from Joey Beltran, Kenny Licea. What's going on, my friend?
Good. How's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. Hey, so, you know, obviously BKFC 9 this past weekend, man, you fought Harris Stephenson, TKO in the first round. Talk about it, man. Enough of me talking. I've been talking all night. Talk about the fight. Talk about how you were feeling leading up to it. You know what? Matter of fact, since you are first time on the show, before we do that, I like to get everybody to kind of tell me their journey, just into the combat sports world. What was your journey like heading to bare knuckle? Why bare knuckle? Why combat sports in general? Give us your whole journey, man.
I went to college, for 4 years after high school to play baseball. I was a pitcher. I played at a few different schools, starting at a JUCO, then going up to a couple universities, which is what led me out here in Kansas. And after my eligibility was up, I just decided to start training because I didn't know what else to do. I got a job, but I wanted to compete. I've played sports my whole life growing up, so I wrestled in high school. I really liked wrestling, so I started training in jiu-jitsu first, and then started working on my hands a little bit, some kickboxing, and that's pretty much where my amateur career started. I trained for about a year, working on my grappling and striking before I took my first fight, and then I won my first fight. Then I had I ended up having 16 amateur fights. I was 12-4, and then went pro. Went pro back in 2016, I believe. Just doing MMA for last year. Return. And then I did a professional kickboxing match last year also. So just kind of doing a little bit of everything.
We were talking to Harris the week before the fight, and we were talking about, I guess, the idea of somebody who's in baseball and who was a pitcher getting into combat sports, getting into any form of striking. And we were talking about, like, how that translates and how it was just really curious to me about how well that would translate. And I would never even think about a pitcher, that translating into knocking someone into the nether realm, right? Like, I guess it wouldn't translate, but here we are.
Yeah.
Here you are. I mean, I mean, do you kind of, I guess, I was trying to explain it all technically and the muscle, how it works, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I just kind of stopped. But I mean, do you think that helps you, man? I mean, like, being a pitcher and kind of, like, I guess that movement, and Tom Schoaf kind of explained it pretty good, where you still kind of have to dig in. You dig into your heels, you throw it, and it's a similar motion to a punch.
Definitely. So yeah, I was a right-handed pitcher. I think I topped out around 90.
Okay.
And it's I don't throw a lot of overhand rights. The more straight, straight rights. And yeah, I guess put my hips to it, and the way I turn off my back foot, just kind of somewhat similar to throwing a baseball. And you can generate a lot of power.
Why bare knuckle in particular? Because I think everybody we've talked to, I think everybody it's just a common theme. You got to be just a little bit of crazy to want to do bare knuckle. Like, why specifically? What enticed you to jump to bare knuckle?
Man, it looked exciting. It's raw.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that your wrists are wrapped because it's easy. I mean, you can break your hand, break your wrist.
Yeah.
At least you got a little bit of wrist. It looked interesting. It looked fun. I had to try it.
It just looked fun, so you just had to try it. That's crazy, man. Bro, you know how much stuff looks fun to me? Mountain climbing looks fun. I would never fucking do it. That's crazy, man. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome, man. I guess fast forward, man. Like, talk about the fight itself. Like, how are you feeling? Like, going into this fight, the days leading up, the fight itself. Did you see it going exactly how it went?
Not exactly. Going ending a lot faster. So I don't know if you, I mean, how many times you've watched the video of the fight, but come right off the line with that overhand right.
Yeah.
Because my coach and I had watched previous fights of his, BKFC fights, and he'd come right off the line with a jab in the past. And so we had worked on me slipping the jab and coming over the top with that overhand right.
Yeah.
Honestly thought I was going to have the fastest knockout in BKFC history, but he stepped back, he went back instead of coming forward. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But my coach talked about it afterwards. We were both kind of surprised that he took a step back instead of coming forward with the jab.
You still got the dub, man. You still got it's a hell of an impressive performance. So, I mean, hell of a impressive performance, man. I guess what do you want to do next, my man? Because I guess you've got this impressive win over your belt. Harris Stephenson is a tough cracker. He's a tough cookie. I tell you what. What's next for you, man? Because do you want to jump kind of right back in there? Because I know you got a little bit of a shiner right there, but I mean, you seem, physically a little bit. There you go. Get right in there. Yeah, there you go. I mean, other than that, how do you feel physically? Would you be ready to jump right back in a couple months, or what's it looking like for you? Your timeline?
I got 2 fights left with these guys, and I've heard they're going to be coming to Kansas in April. Kansas just got it bare knuckle legalized here recently.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to put on for, people in Kansas.
We're pumped, man. We just heard, we heard Kansas. We've heard, I know they're trying to do Alabama, not New England, the New England area. So we're pretty pumped, man, because I'm hoping that, the more this goes on, and especially since, Florida's on board, because it was when they jumped on and they were, we were doing bare knuckle in Florida. I really just thought all the states would just kind of fall in place. And hopefully that seems to be the case. More and more starting to fall in little by little, but that's all right, man. I mean, even if it's just one state at a time, I think bare knuckle is going to be. People are going to see that it's not this. It's the same thing with MMA, right? Like the same thing with UFC. They looked at it as just a cockfight, just gladiator, just blood and guts, and that's all it was, right? Exactly. And I think I'm pretty hopeful that. I'm hoping by the end of 2020 it'll be in a hell of a lot more states. I'm hoping it'll be in pretty much the whole damn country by the end of the year. So we're pretty excited, man. I just can't believe, we covered, I say it all the time, we started covering the first event and here we are number 9, man, and it's just exploded. It really has. Yeah. Just to see where they came from to where it's at now, just it's just I mean they had the Paulie and Artem and Knight and Artem and all these huge fights, Gonzaga and Bigfoot. I mean all these a lot of these names are starting. A lot of these old these UFC stars are sliding over. They want to get a piece of the action.
Yeah.
So I mean we're pumped, man. We're pumped, brother. I guess tell us, man, for people. And shame on them if they didn't see the fight, but I mean, what can they come to expect from you, man? Because like I said, hopefully we'll see you perform sooner than later. Super excited, but what can they come to expect from you, man, next time they see you fight?
Same thing, man. I go in there. I go in there for the knockout. I really there. I don't like to fight. A whole fight if I don't have to. Not for any other reason than I just like to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Get paid. That's take as little damage as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I go in and I give them my all. I try and get the finish as soon as possible.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, my friend.
I can wear it a little bit. Harris, he tagged me good.
Yeah.
He tagged me good. My eye was shut, by the time I knocked him down the second time.
Yeah.
So, good thing that I finished it when I did, because I would have only had one eye. So I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna come out firing. That's what you can expect from me.
100%, brother. Well, I'll tell you what, man, like I said, hell of a performance Saturday, and we can't wait. I can't wait to see you perform again, man. So hopefully it's sooner than later. Hopefully, maybe February, March, April card, something within the next 6 months or so. Hopefully you get on that,
Definitely.
man, and we get to see you. So, my friend, Kenny Licea, we appreciate your time so much, my friend. And like I said, you stop on by anytime, brother. Anytime.
Awesome.
All right, brother. Well, you take care, and we'll be in touch, all right?
All right. Take care. Thank you.
All right, man. My pleasure. All right, guys. Kenny Licea, hell of a fight, man. I mean, Harris Stephenson is a tough, is a tall order, and first round TKO, Kenny Licea. It was very impressive, super impressive. Guys, we actually have a last minute edition. Jim Ellers is actually coming on the next few minutes here. We'll get Jim Ellers on. Looking for Lorenzo Hood, paging Lorenzo Hood. Somebody page Lorenzo Hood. Aisle 9, Lorenzo Hood. Maybe he got tired of doing something else. I don't know. It's all good. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, almost forgot. So our Knucklepedia, we're looking for some suggestions. If you guys check out our Knucklepedia, go to combatinsiders.com. It is the only directory that's dedicated solely to the sport of bare knuckle. We're going to implement some changes to make it a little more easier to navigate. We've gotten some feedback that it's not the easiest to navigate. We hear you. We've heard the request. We've heard the feedback. So we got some stuff in motion. We're going to be looking to categorize it by the different weight classes. We're going to have several different ways to look through it, sort through it, because that's the one biggest complaint is people are having a hard time finding people. There is a search button too. There's a search feature. You just type in the name, and it will work 1,000%. Just type in whoever you're looking for, and it'll pop up. So you could do it like that. But there is some new changes coming to Knucklepedia, hopefully sooner than later. We're kind of, like I said, kicking some stuff around for that. But look for that soon. We're going to be covering CFFC tomorrow night. We're going to be there live. It's going to be at Fort Eustis in Virginia. We're going to be covering that. It's going to be live on Fight Pass, CFFC. Check that out. If you can't be there live, check that out on Fight Pass. Like I said, we have a late minute edition. Last, but certainly not least, Jim the Beast Ellers. We're going to bring him on real quick.
He's not fighting for 6 months.
Mr. Ellers, what's going on, my friend?
What's up? How we doing?
Hey, man, we're doing all right. Hey, I know you saw. We were just talking about you, man. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, imagine that. So, I you know what? I'm kind of curious about this whole thing. So, you were in the ring Saturday night after the Artem Jason fight, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing with you two, I guess, what do you want to happen, man? Because Jason says that it has to be at 145. He's not going to go up a pound more. It's got to be 145. You were kind of saying, I don't know if it was like semi-joking or not, but in the chat you said it's got to be 150. You don't want to go past that. I mean, like, what are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts on this fight? Is this something that can really happen, or is it just kind of?
I really believe that I deserve a title shot for my next fight. And if it's going to be at 155 my next fight, I'll get that belt first, and then we'll see what David has to say, what we do money wise, because for the right amount of money I'll come down to 145, but right now I'm killing it at 155. Yeah. I enjoy having to cut, I walk around at 165, not too heavy. Back when I was in the UFC, I used to walk around at 185. So I get that. I see where Jason's coming from there, but I'm 165 now all the time. So I like losing 10 pounds only, really, and feeling good throughout my fight camp. So, but we'll see, man. I'd love to run it back with Jason just because, I feel it'll be a great fight for the fans. I think we're both right now, kind of at the top of the totem pole in bare knuckle. He just got that win over Artem. I felt like he won both fights, honestly. And I'm just tearing through everyone they put in front of me. So if it is with Jason, awesome. That'd be cool. We can sell that for sure. But if not, man, I want that belt. I like the way those belts look.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, they're pretty sweet. So you're saying, unless they, I guess, essentially back up a dump truck full of money, you prefer to stay at 155 and go for a title shot. Not saying you won't fight Jason Knight, but you prefer to get the title shot, cement your position at 155, and then we can talk about Jason Knight.
Yeah, I really honestly don't even know what the weight classes are in bare knuckle. I know Jason and Artem just did 150, so I don't know what the legitimate weight classes for belts are, but I feel 150 would be. I always felt 150 would have been a great weight class for me. Just right in the middle. I'm not the biggest 155er, but I like how I feel not dropping down to 45.
You know where you can find that information? CombatInsiders.com. You can check out all the information. We have all those.
Check it out on your
We've got all the weight classes.
Right?
That's right, Knucklepedia. That's right. Appreciate that. Well, man, I tell you what, man, I'm excited to see it. You know what? I'll be honest with you from my point of view. If I take the fan hat off and put on the analytical hat, as much as I want to see you and Jason, I think I would prefer, if I'm looking at it from that point of view, I think I would prefer to have you stick around at 155, like you said, get the title shot, go through whoever you have to go through, submit yourself 1000% in that weight class. I think that sounds like the right move. That sounds like the right move to me.
Yeah, I agree. I just, I've never felt better. Even in MMA, I'm undefeated at 155. Yeah. Fair enough. Now I'm undefeated at 155. I think, that is my weight class. I just feel better throughout my fight camp. I'm not worried about cutting weight as much, and I'm just focused on training and getting better and whooping ass.
Yeah, no doubt, man. What did you think about the fight, by the way? Obviously, Jason Knight won, but
I wasn't surprised at all. That was the Jason that I was expecting to see the first time. And I think Artem, it wasn't that Artem had a bad night. That's just the way Artem fights. Artem's not that great. It shows, Artem is like expected to lose every other fight. He doesn't go on many. I think that was like his longest win streak ever, 2 wins. He's a tough guy for sure, but I think Jason's just was levels above him skill wise, and it showed there. He came out and actually put a game plan, didn't get suckered into the brawl, and fought well. I was very impressed with his boxing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and he talked about it, beforehand. That's the one thing that he was kind of kicking himself because he did kind of get lured into that brawl the first go around. I guess because maybe an ego thing, call it whatever you want. He kind of got lured in and said, "All right, fuck it, here we go." And it was maybe without that, maybe it wouldn't have been the war that everybody, now it's this
Right,
great.
yeah. So
You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just
definitely built it up for that first fight.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, I guess no matter what you do, like how soon are you looking to get right back in there? I know when we saw you in Tampa, like you weren't sure. By the way, like your hand, you thought maybe your hand might be broken. Is it good to go?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing too. I heard Jason say he's not trying to fight for another 6 months. I'm
Yeah.
trying to stay active, and especially if they're trying to come down to Fort Lauderdale in February in my hometown.
Yeah.
I got to put on for my fans, for my family. I'd love to win a belt at home. Just kind of sell out the arena down here. So February, I'd love to. This is the longest break. I did 3 fights in 4 months, three knockouts, walked out of that cage unscratched.
Yeah.
And so I don't think anyone else has done that. So I'd love to get in there in February. Like I said, when I told you in my first fight, I was expecting to come out, beat up. Even if you win in this sport, you're coming out, not looking too pretty, but I've just been blessed by the grace of God to come out and unscratch 3 fights.
Or I think it's just your style, man. Like your style, just not to say that your style is to not necessarily take damage, but just the way you kind of come out, guns blazing from the get go, man. And especially like that patented, you're going for that half clinch and uppercut. Like that seems to be your thing, man.
I love hearing now other fighters saying, I'm gonna call in my inner beast.
Yeah. It just seems to overwhelm people. Like it's almost like the way that me and Nick have kind of described it. I guess it seems to be your style now. Is like you know what you're gonna get. Like because you've done the same thing the last 3 fights. You know what you're gonna get. It's a matter of
Stop it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like I kind of compare it. Not that it's apples to apples, but let's just say somebody fighting Habib, right? You know what he's going to do. You know exactly what's going to happen. It's just a matter of no one's been able to stop it. It almost makes it scarier because you know what's going to happen and you can't do anything about it. So that's just kind of the that's kind of the semi comparison that we've kind of made to just your last 3 fights. You know what you're going to do. It's not going to be hard to bring you back on.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Julian kind of did a good job at kind of figuring it out a little bit, but I just made a quick adjustment and finished that fight. Still, I can fight from anywhere. I can fight from the long range. I can fight from inside. I just I choose to be inside. I feel like I can take less damage from there. But
yeah,
I'm curious to see. I know. I guess bare knuckle boxing over there in England is trying to make a name for some of their guys. And I think their champ is trying to get into the mix over here. But I know for sure he doesn't want this smoke. I think his name is Franco, something 6-0 over there. He fights at 170. But if he wants to drop down 155, that'd be a good title fight right there too. I just want to fight the best there is in this sport.
100%, man. I tell you what, I'm pumped, man. I mean, whoever you fight, I tell you what, we're super pumped. I just I'm really curious. Like it's getting to the point now, like between like you and Jason, and even like Johnny Bedford. Johnny Bedford's 5-0 now. I'm curious to see, like, there's this weird mix going on, and like they're talking about you possibly coming down to 145, although you're saying you want to stay. But there's this combination of guys I think that are it's really interesting. I'm curious to see who they pair you guys up with, if they just keep building you up in your respective weight classes, or could we see Johnny Bedford, Jim Ellers? Could we see Johnny Bedford, Jason Knight? Could we see Jim Ellers, Jason Knight? Like there's a few of you guys I think that are really kind of taking the leash, man. They're trying to take the reins here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be, what I like about this, especially if they go, I know, it's still a new sport, weight classes might change. You never know. Boxing has weight classes every 3 pounds or so,
Yeah.
So I'd love to be a multiple weight champ and just rack up some belts and see what we can do. But again, that's all, with time, we'll see what happens with what they decide to do. And like I said, money talks for sure. Money talks.
No doubt, my friend. No doubt, my friend. Well, I tell you what, we appreciate this last minute slide on here, man. We appreciate it so much, man. We appreciate your time, my friend. We'll let you get back to what you're doing. We're gonna probably close out the show here, but we appreciate you, man. I tell you what, as soon as you hear anything, please.
I'm talking to David Monday, so we'll see what's up.
For sure, brother. All right, guys, that was Jim Ellers, my friend. Take care, and we'll definitely see you in the future.
All right, have a good one.
All right, my friend. All right, that was Jim the Beast Ellers. Like I said, last but definitely not least, guys, check out CombatInsiders.com. Get all your bare knuckle MMA news. We got a few different writers now. We're really just really trying to pump this thing up. We appreciate any support that we can get. We appreciate all the support that you've given us already. Just words really can't, just thank you. And the feedback that we've gotten, positive and negative, right? Because let's face it, negative, it takes a little bit of criticism to sometimes grow. And, we appreciate that too. But guys, check out all of our social media. Please like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. All the typical stuff YouTube people say. Please. It just helps us out so much. It really does. Lets us know you care. Hit that notification bell if you are on YouTube. That helps us out so much. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up from here. Thank you to all of our guests that stopped by. And tune in this time next week, man, for Combat Insiders Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. And with that said, I'm Joshua Furs. You're watching Combat Insiders.